Hi, I'm Jade Madison Scott, the creator of the BookMarks, and this is a fun little note from me to you so you know what the heck is going on. The show you're about to listen to, The BookMarks, is an improv comedy. Short outlines were written so the actors would have a plot skeleton to work with, but the words, the character choices, that's all them just making it up as they go. And because this is a book podcast that parodies book podcasts, I want to make it clear that the authors and books the characters talk about are absolute fiction, totally made up by the actors on the spot, so there's no need to Google is blah blah a real book, because it's not. The actors are just so good to make you think it is. All right, that's all I wanted to say, so let's get to why you're really here. Please enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the BookMarks.
The BookMarks.
Don't really feel like singing this week.
Oh, you don't? You don't feel like doing the thing we do to open every episode of the podcast
Yeah,
you're not up to
not
it.
feeling it this week, Mark.
Interesting.
Anyway, I am Marquelle Bookerson.
I am Mark Bookerson, no relation.
Yeah, no relation. So this week, we actually have a very interesting episode planned because we have our first official guest coming on the podcast today. That will be Chris Welch, the famous
Why
author.
did you do it, Marquelle?
Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that.
You know what I mean, Marquelle. Okay, you can pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your sister and I were supposed to go to a movie, Calcifer's Creek, and we're not going to that movie anymore. And so I'm just wondering why that could be, because something in my soul tells me that the reason is sitting right next to me.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's sitting right next to you? What is that supposed to mean?
There's no one else in the room, is there? I thought it was pretty clear.
Okay, but what do I have to do with
Marquelle,
that?
what do you think you have to do with that? I mean,
I genuinely
it
don't
astounds
know.
me. It genuinely astounds me, Marquelle, that you think that you just have the ability to control everyone in your life and have them operate on a timeline in a schedule that's convenient for you, to the degree that you would literally meddle in the life of not only your best friend, but also your sister because it's more convenient for you. I mean, the gall.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, I know that Jess canceled the date, but I don't know what you think I have to do with that.
We will talk about this later, because I think that's Chris.
Chris.
Oh, Marquelle,
Chris,
Mark.
buddy.
Yes. It's so
Hi.
nice
Oh
to
my gosh.
see you
It's
today.
so good. I was so nervous coming in. It's so great to see you. I was so nervous coming in, and then you're so much older than I remember. We're like the same age.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm only 27.
Oh,
but
I'm
wow.
thank you,
22
so-
years old.
Wow. Oh, I'm double.
Yeah, you're in
wow.
some of the
Yeah.
later digits.
Wow. It's so
That's
good to see
fine,
you.
though.
Well,
That's
I'm-
great. We're
but,
happy to have you. We're happy to have you and your
Thank
experience
you.
on the
Yeah,
podcast.
we're very
Thank
happy
you.
to hear you.
To the viewers, I'm sure they're listening. My name is Christopher Welch. You can call me Chris. Some of my friends call me, hey, there he is at Costco again. But please call me Chris or Christopher. I would really prefer it.
Okay, we will honor that here at the BookMarks because we honor each other at the BookMarks.
Do we? Yeah. We will be back after a brief message from our sponsors with more of the BookMarks podcast. See you in a bit.
So Mark just stepped out to get us some cake from McQuellan's, and while he's gone, I'm going to tell you about this really cool show that you should listen to. Neon Shadows, a noir tale, is a dark and gritty story set in the mid-20th century of America. In the bustling and dangerous Midwest city of Darkrim, you'll follow private detective Frank Dixon as he stumbles onto the path of a serial killer. Neon Shadows uses immersive soundscapes and compelling characters to drive this film noir-inspired thriller forward. And what starts as a grounded audio drama also has an element of the supernatural that creeps in as Frank gets closer to the truth. Available to listen anywhere podcasts are distributed or on our website at neonshadowspod.com. Follow us on Twitter at neonshadowspod. And And we are back with our very special real guest, Christopher
Chris Welch.
Yeah, and if Chris, if you don't mind, if I read off a quick bio for our listeners.
I was supposed to read the bio, Marquelle. You can't just take my part of the podcast because you want to do something.
Well, you know what? You can ask him about the book.
That's what both of us were book part. Go ahead.
Anyway, so Christopher was born in July of 1978. He grew up on the East Coast of the United States, going up into Canada sometimes. From what I understand, you'd go between the States and Canada a lot growing up. You went to public school in the let's see, there's a smudge on the note here. District C County in New York. And your hobbies include knitting, other fiber arts, frogs, just says frogs.
That's correct.
Okay, good to know. Walking on the beach at sunset, and you also like to make pastries. That's lovely. So we are here to discuss your latest book, The Spy Who Flowered Me. We have advanced copies here with us today. So this book hasn't actually come out yet, but it's going to be released in the next 13 days, I think. Do you want to go ahead and launch us into a plot of the book?
I would love to do that, Marquelle. You look better than you've ever looked before.
Oh, thank you. We've never actually met before, but I appreciate it.
You're right.
Yeah, if you had met, maybe that statement would have come out a bit differently. But hey, go ahead with the plot of the book, right?
Right. So the plot of the book...
Don't be so passive-aggressive to our guest.
I'm not passive-aggressive to the guest, Marquelle. I love our guest.
Oh, sorry. I just lost my choo-choo train of thought. So the plot of the book, like you were saying, there were a couple other names because it was all about flowering and floral, and I for a brief time had a love affair with a florist who shall not be named because she didn't know it was a love affair, but I wish it was. But I a couple things where I spy with my little heart. Unfortunately, the I Spy book franchise, took me to court over that.
Understandable. They're very particular about their IP.
Yes, and then the other one was A Life Well Lived, which, of course, Nina Simone's estate took me to court over. So, in the end, I thought that would be the best name for the book. And I didn't even want to get in a fight with Sarah Paulson because, she would lose, and I didn't want to do that to her. So, the book takes place about a young, spunky, male-apostle character named Gwendolyn. And Gwendolyn basically is lost in his ways. He would volunteer, at the orphanage. He would take orphans that were wrongly put into homes and put them back in those orphanages.
And I believe that was where Gwendolyn met the little girl that comes back in the plot,
So you're correct. So this is spoiler alert, everyone. So basically Gwendolyn meets this little tiny, small child.
Very small, almost
the
pocket-sized.
Was
I believe that was how you described her.
Particularly tiny.
Oh, more than you. It's like the M&M's fun size, but she's actually quite pessimistic. And so her name was Alcatraz. And Alcatraz, weirdly enough, you're never going to believe this, in the book, in life, but no, in the book, obviously it's fiction. In the book, Alcatraz is really a 52-year-old man. And so, at the end of the day, they flower. Of course that's not sexually, but it is intimate. And after that they said, would you like to work for the government? And they go, well, let me check my, Rolodex. And then I remembered, I didn't have one, or, Gwendolyn didn't have one. And, so then of course they, they go on this. And so, what better way to kick off, the book than... You two read it. You like exotic locations. So,
yes,
of course they were flown out to the middle of Idaho. And that's when romance and, you meet the locals and you have the local food and, oh, God, I'd never go back there. I mean,
And of course, Idaho is where they met the book's villain, Senior Dump Truck. Remember?
Oh, I'm all too familiar with Senior Dump Truck. I mean,
just a brief question, I'm just really interested. Where did the inspiration for Senior Dump Truck come from? What drove you to write such an intriguing character? Because the scene where Senior Dump Truck abducts Alcatraz and hangs them over a pit of ravenous sharks.
It was
What, Marquelle? What could compel you to...
Nothing. I was just going to interject because I don't remember it being sharks. I remember it being a vat of steaming mashed potatoes because
maybe
it was
you
in
should
Idaho after all.
Well, and the book has such a big interpretation based on, Gwendolyn's, fictitious. I mean, it's all fictional, but, fictitious life.
You keep saying that. Interesting.
No, so...
so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, I insist, actually.
So, Gwendolyn is such an interesting character who has so many parallels to your life. He also is very interested in the fiber arts, for example. There was an entire chapter where he goes out to Mexico so that he could attend the convention of drop spindlers, and that was when Alcatraz ended
just
up
pause
meeting...
for a quick moment. Did you read the book? Did you read it?
What?
Did you read it at all? Because I'm pretty sure it was in Guatemala. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe that's just me.
Okay, Guatemala.
Of course.
Guatemala.
Can we just
Chris.
pause for when I'm just off the record?
Sure.
Mark, can I just sidebar with you? What do you know?
I know that you're an author who's written a book. We're really happy to get you on the podcast. What
are you talking about over there?
Oh God, this is so fun.
Good.
So
I'm
yeah,
glad.
going back to when I was to when Gwendolyn was, it's a book. It's a book, and they read it and they put it down, and okay, yes. Was there a wizard oligarchy? Of course, but also it's a book. And so what?
Sometimes the best fiction is drawn from real sources.
If you know what the trolls said when we were on a mission in Kentucky. Never mind.
What?
That's part 2. It's part 2 of a book called Just Stop, Shut Up, and Just Don't Ask Any More Questions Before They Know, the Wizard Oligarch. I mean, if there was one, which of course there's not because we're in a new system and I love it. And
that's a very interesting title. But, I have to say, I think it's very timely that your book is coming out because, as we know, we've got this is a revolutionary year. And so there's of this talk about the government and overthrowing the government, but then also installing a new government full of these...
I'm pulling for the White Wizard.
No, I think we need to keep that... Okay, so I infiltrate. I mean, Gwendolyn in the book infiltrated. And, okay, so there was a couple more flowers blossoming in the book, okay? It's a sexual awakening of a 40-year-old, non-virgin, experienced fiberglass, non-wizard maker of the oligarch. It's just so... I wish there was a Spark Notes on this book.
Chris...
there's some of that sweat again.
I am maybe a little uncomfortable in
I find this very fascinating.
This because I'm sure you do.
I'm passionate. I'm passionate about my work. And
Clearly.
Thank you for asking, Mark.
Do you do anything outside of writing? You don't have to answer that question if you don't feel comfortable answering that question.
They fucking.
Well, I would like to know.
You're fucking toast.
Are you talking into your...
He's talking into... Why are you... You keep talking into your...
sleeve?
You trust one 52-year-old disguised in a wig one time because he was small, and now look where you are.
So for our listeners, Chris is currently speaking into the cuff of his sleeve.
Well, I'm so
yeah,
sorry. I had the bladder of a kitten. If it was a very small kitten, almost like a rodent. So, I really gotta...
The restroom is down the hall. Make a left, and then make another right, and then make another left, and it's the door with the anchor on it.
Thank you. Not a spy.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
brief word from our sponsors.
We will be right back. Cataract is a highly effective mental counter-surveillance system for anyone on the go.
Yeah, as mind surveillance technology has become so much more prevalent in our society, it's really important to keep your mind protected from prying eyes.
You want to protect them from necromancers, from wizards, from fae, from small European governments, or from extraplanar governments.
Yeah, honestly, just a little testimonial, as a cataract user, there was a point in time in which, the Archfiend Duald learned my true name, and the only way I was able to get them to forget that was to pop some of these in, and it was not only erased from their mind, but it stopped them from relearning it. I mean, this is high-end stuff here.
It is, but it's also affordable. You can pick up a set for the whole family. They've got a buy 4, get 1 set for free. It is so simple. It's like popping in a contact. Just go to www.cataract.org. That is .org, not .com. Cataract.org. Use promo code TheBookMarks and get 20% off.
Exactly. Pop them cataracts into your eyes and keep yourself safe from any human or puppet or scammer that tries to invade your precious mind dome. Go buy now.
And we are back. Chris is currently in the bathroom.
No. What the heck, Marquelle? Why would you send him to my bathroom? Why would you? We have literally a guest bathroom that is for guests. All the guests use it, and you send him through the labyrinth that is my hallway, so he can use all my good lotions from Corinth that Corinthia gifted me. You think that's just cool? You can just do that? That's not okay.
I figured that you have the potions and the lotions and the hand soaps and that lovely incense, and maybe that would help calm him down because he seems a little bit antsy and a little bit weird.
Nothing. The potions and the lotions and the hand soaps and incense are for me to feel good about myself when I'm taking various baths and soaks and maybe crying sometimes in there, because hey, sometimes you gotta let it all out. And it's for you to use up those resources for this guy who's
clearly those resources aren't working for you because you are taking out a lot of your anger on me right now. Maybe you should go take a bath.
Maybe I'm taking a little bit of my anger on you because I'm angry with you, Marquelle, but you know what? Maybe not our number one priority right now, so how about we focus up just a little bit, yeah?
Fine.
He's totally a spy, right? Like, he just kept saying the stuff about the non-fiction and fiction, and it's totally real, right? Like, that has to be. I'm pretty sure I saw him at a weird meeting with my dad, who had a meeting with some, like, foreign oligarchs, and he was just kind of standing there ominously in the back. Yeah. Now that I think on it, there was... Okay, in the spirit of honesty, I did do a temp job for the CIA 2 years ago. It was no big deal. It was just job for
it
who?
was for the CIA. It was no big deal. It was literally running coffee.
That's an inherently big deal. It's the CIA, Marquelle.
First of all, it was just getting coffee and mail, and second of all, they made me sign an NDA. I guess the coffee recipes are really hush hush, but
I break NDAs
I was there
for you all the time, literally on like a weekly basis, and you couldn't.
Not with the United States government. Not when it's in the middle of a revolutionary period, you don't.
With my mom!
Okay, anyway, so when I was running coffee, sometimes I would give it to people and they would be talking and they wouldn't really realize I was there because who pays attention to the taps? And they were talking about how in the United States, typically spies, when they're walking around talking to HQ, they talk into a microphone in the lapel of their shirt, right? But in Canada, they do it in the cuffs of their sleeves.
Oh my gosh.
And if you remember, there was that whole section about how his quote-unquote fictional character goes between Canada and the United States to do spy work, and I'm pretty sure that this might actually be a Canadian spy.
Brains and bronze.
Oh my God.
Is what I would say if you had brains and bronze, but just seeming brains is the vibe I was picking up on from the
you're
room.
back from the bathroom, Chris, and through the window that is multiple stories up on the street.
So you know now that everything's a fraud. The voice, the glasses, okay, they're from Claire's summer sale, none of your business. Yes, the Chris Welch you know is a character that I had to make up to get in this room, because quite frankly, I need you both.
What do you need us for?
Why would you need us?
My fictitious story is non-fiction.
Oh my God.
It was about me. I did those things to the orphans.
Oh my god.
I killed everyone in those stories that's dead. I killed them.
You really killed Alcatraz?
Alka, yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
They just knew too much. And see, then I went away because, you know, of the relations and the wizards and the oligarch and the magic and, you know, I just wanted to do drywalling for the rest of my life. That's all I wanted to do. Pull the plug on a couple of senior citizens and help those orphans get back to the orphanage. I didn't expect this life, but now I need you. I mean, of course, I assume I'll be staying here because
Why would I let you stay here?
I'm kind of in between places right now. But
Why should we believe you?
you interned at the CIA,
Okay,
correct?
so you're just telling people that now, Marquelle? Like, how does this guy know that?
I did not tell him that. No, like I said, I signed an NDA.
And you also didn't tell anyone about Deneen, your former lover.
Your former lover?
Oh my god.
Sadly, Deneen passed away shortly after you left the
Deneen?
CIA due to a Saturday shrimp tempura accident.
No, she was always allergic.
You were in a relationship and you didn't tell me?
It was just a fling. It was just over the summer.
Well, it was a fling, but that tempura flinged right into her throat where she couldn't breathe.
No. Oh my god.
You fell in love, but she fell harder to the ground.
Oh no. Oh my god.
So, Marquelle, when I knew about your background to interning, I realized, well, who do you not have to pay, but they'll do all the work for you? Interns, of course! So that's how I decided to write a book within a day, make it nonfiction, knowing that I'd be the most successful person on your podcast, and I knew the two of you were clearly such a good team, and now there's a new CIA rule called leave someone in the apartment. Basically, you can't go on a mission alone. What you have to do is you have to have someone that has a similar name to you. And of course, everyone I knew, had to be executed. So I thought that you two would be perfect. What I need you to do is I need you to go out the back door. I want you to walk backwards, walk forwards, to the right, to the left, do the cha-cha slide, and then I want you to go all the way down to the playground and say, "We don't have children, we like to swing."
Okay.
There, if no one responds, go over to the swing, dig underneath the swing set. You might find, it's almost like one of those tiny earrings that a girl in her 20s loses at a party and is like, oh my god, I don't know where it is. Find that, okay?
Okay.
Then go to the Walmart and exchange it, and if they say, we don't know why you're here, be like, no, we were told this is our mission. That's code word for it's your mission. So assuming all of that goes well, you just come back and we'll have a little chat, and I'm sure it'll all work out. I mean, no, it'll totally work out. It's very fine. It's normal. Just go. Go. You need to leave and just go out for a while.
All right.
I don't know. This smells fishy to me.
And Marquelle, you'll keep in mind this later. The journey left is not always the journey right.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What does that mean?
Oh my god. Mark.
I don't understand anything that's happening right now.
Mark, this is dead serious. No, what he just said. Mm-mm.
And I'll wait right here till you get back. Now go!
God, I don't remember if he said it was under the swing set or under
Well,
the...
try to remember. You're the person who's apparently an intern for the CIA and in love with someone named Deneen or something. So, I don't know, pull on your training. Remember your orders.
Get her name out of your mouth, okay?
It's mighty aggressive for you, Marquelle. What, are you gonna use your CIA kung fu on me?
No, I'm not gonna kung fu you, Mark. I'm still in shock about learning about Deneen. Okay, I don't want to talk about that right now. We just need to find this.
Okay, well then just
damn
focus
earring.
on, just dig faster or harder. I don't know, okay? Just
Mulch,
dig.
damp, and it's moist.
Disgusting.
Oh, God.
Ugh, it's literally... Oh, is this... No, it's a paperclip. Ugh.
Maybe I might have... Oh, it's just a candy wrapper.
A candy wrapper?
How hard is it to find
How
a
does a
damn
candy
earring?
wrapper look like an earring to you?
It was shiny, okay?
It was a shiny candy wrapper. It was a shiny candy wrapper at this point of time in the day, Marquelle. The sun we can't even see through the trees. So how is it shining off a candy wrapper? How does it
Okay,
make
I'm a
any
little bit
sense to
stressed
you?
out and I'm a little bit frustrated, okay? So maybe I'm having a hard time
You're
focusing.
stressed out? You're frustrated, Marquelle? You're
Yeah.
the one that's frustrated?
Yeah, I am.
What could you possibly have to be frustrated about? What could
Just besides the
possibly
fact that
be
I just
making
found
you
out
upset
that somebody
right now?
that I cared about just died of a terrible tempura accident.
If you cared about them so much, you should have stayed in contact, probably, right?
I didn't
If
know
you cared
that she was
so
gonna
much, if they
die
weren't
from
just a
tempura.
summer fling.
God, well, it was just a summer fling, but to just find out that somebody died in a tragic way, it changes things.
Oh, does it? Does it change things now? I love how things just always are changing for you, Marquelle. How you feel about things is always changing. I love that so much.
Why can't you just... Oh my God, just look for the damn earring, okay? I don't want to talk about this right now.
No, I do want to talk about this, Marquelle. I've been dying to talk about this for a really long time now because I just don't understand how you don't understand how it hurts me to know that my best friend in the entire world just thinks I can't function in a relationship, that I'm just gonna ruin whoever I'm with.
That's not what I said. That is not...
It's literally what you said to me. That's exactly what you said. You said you don't want me to get into a relationship with your sister because you didn't want me to break her. Those are the words you used.
It's the fact that you were just in this long-term relationship with Berlin, and you only stopped being in a relationship with her a few months ago. 5 months ago. Exactly 5 months ago, you were about to propose to her. She was your first serious relationship. All you would ever talk about was Berlin, and I wasn't confident that 5 months was enough time for you to get over her without hurting my sister.
It's not your decision to make whether or not that is enough time for me. You're not me. You don't get to control that.
I don't feel like you are in a good place mentally to jump into a relationship, a serious relationship with anybody, let alone with my sister.
That's not your decision to make, Marquelle, because even though I appreciate the input, I am an adult and I can make decisions for myself. And the fact that you would go so far as to sabotage my date with your sister speaks so terribly to how you think about me.
What are you talking about sabotaging? Sabotage what? What the hell are you the date? That date that you didn't go on with my sister? You know why you didn't go on it? It's because she canceled. She canceled on you because you were being such a jerk.
What?
Yeah. Her word was skeevy, okay? She said that you made her feel like this whole date situation was skeevy, okay? Jess has had a crush on you for years, man. Since she first clapped eyes on you, she has adored you. And all I ever hear is about how wonderful you are. And you are. You're a wonderful person. But I was so worried that you were going to hurt my sister, and then you ended up hurting her anyway. Jess is my heart, okay? And if you break her, you break my heart too.
Look, Marquelle, I'm genuinely very sorry for how I treated Jess, and that was not okay, and I shouldn't have done that. That was very wrong of me. But I also think it is not fair that we walk away from this conversation without you acknowledging how hurtful it was, and the only reason I would even begin to do that because you just felt that I was so dysfunctional of a person that I could not operate in a relationship, because the words you said were that you didn't want me to break your sister, and that was very hurtful, Marquelle. That hurt me, and I shouldn't have hurt your sister as a response. But that does not change the fact that what you said hurt me.
I didn't mean to hurt you. I really didn't. You know, sometimes I get a little passionate, and that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I've spent the last week angry, but I've also been feeling a little bit guilty. Because you're right, I shouldn't have said those words. I was so worried about this happening that it's like I made it a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, and like I said, what I did with Jess was completely wrong, and I was being a jerk, and she has every right to cancel her date with me and never talk to me again if she doesn't want to. And I get that. That's what I did.
Mark, I don't think she'll never talk to you again, okay? I don't know. You're a good person. Just show her who you really are.
Thank you for that. Can we, hug it out now and, stop fighting and start being, Mark and Marquelle Bookerson, no relation, but like in a fun way and not in like a upsetting we're not friends way.
I would really
Okay,
like
bring it
that,
in.
actually.
Wait, I'm getting a phone call. Why is it's Chris? Hello?
Hi, this is Christopher Welch, known for my famous saying, I've never been married, but I feel divorced. How are you?
Yeah, I'm super sorry. We're looking for the earring, and we're having a really hard time finding it.
Chris?
It's Chris. Yeah, I'll put it on speaker. Look, we can't find it, okay?
Yeah.
We've dug for so long,
Yeah, we've been
and it's
looking
not
all
here.
over. We can't find it.
Whoa, slow your rolls. I feel like I'm in the Yarn Society again. I was calling because, unfortunately, I know I missed our appointment. I was just taking one of those little orphans back to the orphanage, and I had to pull a couple plugs. You know, I mean, you read the book.
Wait,
but
wait,
who's
what do
in
you-
my apartment then?
What
if
do you-
you're, because you were on the podcast. We were just talking.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh God, what?
Oh god, Alcatraz, you son of a bitch. Alcatraz didn't die. That's the fiction part of the book. Alcatraz is alive, master of disguises.
Wait.
I don't know if Alcatraz is 50 or 10, but an orphan I know, and I saved him, thank God. Alcatraz was always jealous, always went rogue because, you know, of the orphanage. And it was determined to get back at me. One time he dressed up as me and we made tender love. I didn't realize until halfway through that it wasn't me. That's how good Alcatraz is.
Oh my God.
Alcatraz was in the CIA with me. We were there for years. Me, him, and I don't know if you're familiar with this girl, Deneen, but she was there too.
How does he know Deneen? How does everyone know this person?
If you have anyone connected to Tempora Deneen, or anyone that worked with me at the CIA, I suggest they're here to get you. Go! Go before they do.
Okay,
We have to go
we
right
gotta
now.
go. Yeah, bye. Just check around. He could be anywhere.
Okay,
They're master of disguise or something?
Yeah,
So-
he's a master of disguise, so he could literally
I'm
be
just
the
gonna
furniture.
start breaking
You
cups.
check
I'm just
behind
gonna
the
break
drapes.
things,
I will
okay?
check the couch.
And if it's broken, I'll just like replace it or something. But just break everything, okay? Because
Okay.
nothing's safe now. Nothing is sacred.
Okay.
Oh, not that. I like that actually. I like that one a lot.
Oh, okay. I'll just set this one down. Okay,
Thank you.
Sorry.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna check the other rooms. I'm gonna check the guest bathroom and your bathroom.
Okay. And
I don't see him.
okay, he's not there because I feel like you would know. I feel like if you know he's not there, he's not there.
He's definitely not in here.
Okay. That's good.
Okay.
That's great. That's really good. It's kind of scary though.
Oh, I mean, I gotta say though, I am a little bit worried because that thing that he said about the journey left is not the journey right. Like that is serious. That is serious business, and I'm feeling a bit compromised. I think I need to go home and just pull the curtains and turn off my phone for a bit.
Hey, and look, if
What?
anything happens, I'm right here. You know, I don't know any martial arts or anything, but, you know, I got a wicked left hook with the frying pan, so...
Yeah, you do. That you do. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. All right, be safe, okay? Man, that was crazy. Like a real spy. Oh. Only one thing left for me to do. Here goes nothing. Hey, Jess. It's Mark. No, it's totally cool. It's fine. I get it, right? I was totally being a jerk and I'm really sorry. And no, that's very sweet. But look, I would really love to give this another try, earnestly this time. No games, no jokes, or any of that. So if we could, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. We'll get like tea or go read comics together or both. I don't. Yeah, Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll see you then. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Starring the vocal talents of Mark Bookerson as Cody Smith.
Marquelle Bookerson, played by Virginia Lee. Our podcast is supported by people like you. You can support us and other shows made by WGC by subscribing to WGC Productions on Patreon. And you can follow us at WithGoodCo on Instagram and Twitter, and at WGC Productions on Tumblr and Facebook.